Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing Crafts. Hey Norma, hey Maria, hey Renee, how you guys doing? Miami must have nice weather, Norma. My sister lives there and stuff. And I don't know, I don't like the heat and stuff. Okay, guys, I am going to get started and stuff. And I'm sure, hey, Jennifer, how are you? Oh, Maine and stuff. Nice cold weather up there. I'm going to get started. On this happy embroidery hour, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was clothing. When I have first got my big order, hey, Maria, how are you? When I first got my big massive order, which was 36 shirts. Hey, Tracy. You know, I had a little difficulty because of embroidering those shirts because of the type of fabric. I wanted to get some really nice. Oh my goodness, everyone's logging in right now. I guess I should have waited just a little bit. And so, hey, Madeline. Hey, Maria. Hey, Miss Magic. Hey, Renee. Tracy, how you doing? Hey, Maria. Okay, we're gonna start now. Hey, So Suin. Hey, Edmund. Okay, I see everybody's popping up. Okay. All right, today's embroidery hours. I want to talk to you guys about clothes. Okay. There are so many. Hey, Miss Miles. There are so many department stores and stuff. And people usually go to stores and they buy shirts, dresses, scarves, hats, and you walk around and people are like, oh, that's a cute shirt, that's a cute hat, and where do you buy it? And a lot of people say, oh, I got it at Macy's, or I got it at Marshall's, or wherever, right? So one of the things that I really like about the embroidery is that you can take clothing and then you can add your own personal touch to that clothing, and you can really make it unique, something that it's kind of, in a way, you bought it from a store, but because you've added that personal touch, it's not something that you can find anywhere, right? So we already know, like, t-shirts. Like, this is a shirt that I made. This is one of the first ones that I've embroidered when I got my big needle. If I had to do this shirt all over again, I probably would pick a nicer font. Hey, Iris, how you doing? I would have probably picked a nicer font, and I probably would have made the letters thicker. But it is my first shirt, so it kind of sentimental to me. So no matter what, I'll always keep wearing it. But moving forward, now I've gotten more experience on how to work with different fonts, how to work with different fabrics and different stabilizers, how to make fonts thicker in brilliance. So now it's like, moving forward, I know I could make better looking shirts. So but it's always nice to just hold on to your first shirt. So let me give you an example of a shirt that I bought from the store. Because I thought maybe in this happy hour I could show you guys clothes that I have modified to give you guys ideas, because Christmas is coming, and they make really good gifts and stuff. So here's a shirt that I bought. I got this shirt from Walmart, right? I just went, and it was just a plain little shirt, and I bought this, and I thought it was really cute. It's just like a little jean shirt, and I was playing with appliques at that time. Now this is a applique that I put right at the bottom of the shirt. This is also an applique that I had put on a bag as well. So this is just something that you can probably do. Just take appliques. You can put them on blouses. Just get cute little blouses. I just happen to have put this one, now stand so you can see. I just happened to have just put it on the side because I thought it would be kind of cute on the side. You can put it on the middle, or on the other side, or you can even put it higher if you want. But just something that you guys can think about, especially like if you're looking at kids' clothes or even adults, sometimes cute little white shirt, plain, sometimes, they're just, puffy shirts or whatever. Take that embroidery machine. You can do like little hearts. You can put like their favorite stuff on it. Like I know my cousin Betty, she's really big into owls. And I bought a jean jacket and I'm going to embroider an owl on the back of her jean jacket. I just have to find the right owl. So, but I just wanted to show you guys, get a shirt, and doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, these are very simple little things to do. You can go to Marshall's or whatever, find a shirt, simple looking or whatever, button. You can do the collars. I know some people like to embroider the collar of some shirts. You can do that. So it's just something that, that I did that I just wanted to show you guys. Also, because I had mentioned jean jackets, okay? I had bought a jean jacket for myself, and I found an embroidery file with the Tesla logo, okay? So I bought the logo, and this is what I plan on doing for my cousin Betty, but she likes owls, okay? This is my jean jacket, and I embroidered the back of it, okay? Now, this was not hard to do at all. You can do this on your machine, your SE 1900, because what is really good about it is, it's flat, it's opened, right? So it's very easy to hoop. As you guys know, I float everything on my SE 1900 because this fabric is pretty thick. So in order for you to put this inside of a hoop with a stabilizer, it can be kind of tricky. One of the things that I don't like about hooping is that sometimes you can have it positioned correctly, but then by the time you push it in to snap the hoop, kind of like messes up. The hoop will shift or move a little bit. So that's why I like using sticky stabilizer a lot, because with sticky stabilizer, it's like it's already hooped in the hoop. And then all you have to do is just make sure that when you lay down the fabric, that you're laying it down at the right position. And that's so much more easier to do, So this is a jean jacket that I did. One of the things that I saw one lady did was she didn't just do the back of the jean jacket. She also did the front as well. And she put like a whole bunch of different embroidery designs on it. And, it was really, really cool, So, if you have like kids or, someone in your family or just a friend that, is into jean jackets and stuff, and these things never go out of style, okay? Because I remember growing up and my cousins buying jean jackets. I think back in the day, the Gap was the big thing, right? Or, the Gap. And then I think Children's Place now has jean jackets, and Guess. I remember back in the day when all jeans were a big thing. It was Gloria Estefan, Gloria Vanderbilt. Then they had Sergio Valente. Then they had I think Jordache or something like that. I don't know. I remember that was back in high school. I'm talking years ago. Okay, that's when jeans was the thing. Okay, all the labels coming out. Anyway, so these things never really do go out of style. Okay, so you can get a jean jacket. You can get it pretty inexpensive too. It doesn't have to be an expensive jean jacket. And then you go ahead and you embroider it, and it, something really cute, very unique, something that you made, and your family, your friend, or whoever you give it to. I mean, nobody's gonna have the same jean jacket they have. I have a jean jacket that's listed on my shop. And that jean jacket, I did that for my girlfriend for her birthday. And it's a picture of a lady and her hair, and it has all these positive sayings in her hair. And, Patty just loves it. And she says she gets compliments on it all the time and stuff. So, that's kind of like, something that, it's different. It really is different. It's something that, very unique and very, very different and stuff. Now, I also did something that I wanted to share with you guys. I went and I bought knit hats. Okay. I bought like a whole pack of them. And I think in here came 12 pieces. Okay. And it's these little knit hats and stuff. And I was thinking to myself, I saw somewhere they had like little babies with their little baby caps and it had their name. And I know that guys wear these a lot, especially during the winter time, that people roll them up and they wear them. And I was thinking it would be cute to put people's initials or their favorite emblem or something on the hat. So I tried it out on my SC1900 and I wanted to show you how it came out, which to me, I think it came out pretty decent. And where is it? And I thought that was pretty cool. So I did one for my son because he wanted one that had the fist for Black Lives Matter. And this is the one that I did for him, and it came out really, really, really cute. Now, the way that I did this one is, I used Sticky Stabilizer, and I did use Tearaway Stabilizer on this. I put it on the 5x7 hoop, because that's the hoop that comes with the SC1900, and hooped the Sticky Stabilizer. And then what I did was when I hooped it, I just, pushed this back a little bit. And then I just laid this portion flat. And, I just made sure that you make sure that it goes really down because this is knit and it can shift very, very, it can move. And if it moves, it's going to distort the image while you're embroidering and stuff. So it is a little tricky to do, but it is doable, as you can see. And I think I'm going to make another one and I'll videotape it as I make it. So that way you guys can see exactly how I did this. He loves it. And I was kind of like, oh, so I was thinking I could make a couple of more of these for other family members. Maybe I'll make one for Betty because, she likes owls. So I'll put an owl on it to match her jean jacket. Or you can even put initials on here. If you want to give them for kids, kids love it when things have their names on it. You can put their name on it and stuff. I did not use knockdown stitches on this. The reason why I didn't do knockdown stitches is because it's not really fuzzy. Okay, so I did not think that the thread was going to be buried in there. I did use a topping, but I did not use the knockdown stitches on this. So it came out pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. I was like, not bad. So, these were not expensive. Don't remember how much I paid. I think they were about $20 for 12, which if you really think about it, that's pretty reasonable because you are getting 12 hats, So I figured, if you have 12 people you can give them to as a gift, that's pretty cool because for $20 and just your time of embroidering, simple gifts, and everybody has their own little special hat. So, this was something that, something else that I thought, I could mention is these. Now, another thing too, in the summertime, I do notice that a lot of people, especially the women, the ladies wear those beach hats, right? You can embroider the rim of that beach hat, put your friend's initials on them or any other type of decorative things that they want embroidered on the hat. That's something else that you can embroider. So I just wanted to show that because this was something new that I did this week and I thought it came out really cute. And I was kind of like, oh, this is different. And I thought it was going to be kind of hard to do because of the knit, but it really didn't prove itself to be too difficult. It's just that you just had to really watch it. And when you're putting it on the Sticky Stabilizer, like I said, just make sure you lay it down really, really good because you don't want the fabric to shift. So this was something else that I had wanted to show you guys and stuff. Now, let me see what else I got in here that I have to show you. Oh, scarves. Okay. This is something that I wanted to show you guys that I did. You know, as you guys know, I love my Tesla and stuff. So, and I also sometimes go to Tesla meetup, you know, those card groups things. They all come when they meet up. This I did, but this is not embroidery. This is heat vinyl transfer, but you can embroider this. Okay, so this is just another neat article of clothing that you can personalize and make unique. Is scarves. I bet you if you were to go to Walmart or Marshalls or wherever, you can get a scarf, a man's scarf or a woman's scarf, and you can put the initials on there. You can put their names on it, you know, just on the end. And great gift, you know, something really nice and unique, and it's different. So, you know, this is just a long one. It's kind of like a wraparound one. I had wore it at a meetup. So but I don't sell these and stuff because, you know, it's copyrighted, you know, so you gotta be careful, you know, don't get in trouble. So this is just something that I did for me. And it's pretty cute, and I just, you know, wrapped it around, you know, at the meetup. So I mean, it was a pretty awesome idea and stuff. So, you know, you can, and I wore this. I did not wear my jacket because I didn't embroider my jacket yet at that meetup and stuff. So and also I have a cousin who is expecting, and I think she's expecting a boy, and I think they're gonna name him Javier, or I hope so, because I did this onesie, and I wanted to show you guys. Onesies are not that easy to do on the SE 1900, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you have to be very careful on how you hoop this, and you want to make sure that you are embroidering on this side. So in order to embroider this on the SE 1900, I really had to make sure that when I hooped it, I had used sticky stabilizer, okay? And I had to make sure that this part was really laid down well. You know, first, you know, I had to fit it in, and I had to make sure it was laid down well, but then you have to move all this stuff out of the way, right? You have to, like, you know, push it up and stuff, and then you really got to hold it down. This, to me, it's kind of, this is where I use my chopsticks a lot, because you have to be very careful, because you want to make sure that you move fabric away from the area where you're going to be embroidering. And because this is so small and it's kind of really hard, you know, you want to make sure that it's down, and at the same time you want to make sure that none of the fabric in the back gets sewn in. You always constantly kind of do have your hands in there, because you want to move the fabric out of the way. And it's kind of something that when I do these things, I really do go slow, for the simple fact that I'm always afraid that my hand is probably going to end up looking like some of those accidents that you see sometimes people post with the needle going through their finger. And I'm kind of like, ew, I don't want that to happen. So when it comes to onesies, I always embroider very slowly. I do not rush. If I have to rush, then I'll leave it for another day, you know, because I like my fingers. So, you know, but I think this came out really cute. I think my cousin Elizabeth's really going to like it, you know. I think she's expecting in March, I think. So I have plenty of time to make a couple of more, because what I thought I would do is make a couple of more of these with different designs, and then I figured this could be another item that I offer on in my Etsy shop, you know. And I'm pretty proud of it. It came out really cute. I don't see any puckering at all. That is one thing that I sometimes am afraid of, is that I'm puckering when I'm doing shirts like this. But this came out really cool. So I'm pretty proud of this one and stuff. I do have one in here that I want to show you guys. Let me take it out of the bag. This is one that I did a little shirt, and I have it all saved. I personally don't like the way it kind of came out, because I could see the puckering. I mean, me personally, I can see it. If I was to, if it was somebody else looking at this shirt, they probably would say, "Oh, I don't see any puckering on there." But there is puckering. And let me see if I can put it on the camera so you guys can see it. If you really look at the area right here where you see this line, I think you can probably see some of the puckering where the arrows are. Okay. And because I know that this is here, okay, that kind of bothers me. So it's kind of like, Now, sometimes puckering happens because of the design. The design is very dense. Sometimes you're going to get that. A lot of times I've read some people say that to avoid it, you should try to starch the shirt. Make the shirt as stiff as possible, so that way when you're sewing, it can eliminate some of the puckering. Okay, I did not starch this. This is something that I just put on the hoop, and I was trying it out. It is a cute shirt. I mean, to me, it's still wearable, but it's not something that I would sell for the simple fact because I see all the puckering in there, and I really don't want something out there. So, I just kind of hold on to it, and then if I hear that someone that I know, has a child that might fit this, and then, oh, I'm pregnant again, I'll be like, oh, here, give your kid this. They can wear this. I'll give it to them for free and stuff. So this was these were one of my first times that I was trying to embroider on a small kid's shirt. And when I saw the puckering, I was kind of like, I didn't care for that. I didn't like that. So this kind of bothers me right here. So it's not something that I would kind of sell and stuff. And let me see. And I did use tearaway here. So I had put no, not tearaway. This is cutaway, because I forgot what I was using back then. This is Cutaway Stabilizer. And maybe I just didn't put enough temporary adhesive on here. That's what I'm thinking. But it is Cutaway Stabilizer. But, it's just something. So, I'm sure you guys know we can embroider shirts. Shirts is something that's really, really easy to do. Now I am really getting into embroidering these knit hats. I think that knit hats are really cool. There are 2 ways that I know that we can embroider them. You can embroider it the way I did, where you can just take an embroidery file and you can go ahead and just embroider straight on the hat. The other way that you can do this that I've seen people do is embroider a patch and then take the patch and then you can sew it on the hat. And another way that people have done, which if you really think about it, it's kind of like a patch as well, is people have taken a piece of felt, they've embroidered on the felt, then they just cut the felt, and then they take the felt and they sew the felt right on the hat. I've seen a lot of people do that with baby caps, where they just take the name and they just sew it right on the hat. But what they do is they embroidered it on the felt. So I've seen people do that. So, I'm pretty excited about this because this is pretty cool, The other thing that I have, let me see what else I got in here. The other thing that I have, let me see, is, okay, well, and I think I showed you guys this before, the baseball hats, okay? Baseball hats, one of the things that I do like is, you can embroider the whole thing, really, if you really want to. This was the ones where I made the boo-boo on my girlfriend, Dorinda. I mean, I spelled her name wrong. I put an L when it shouldn't have, but I kept the hat. I'll wear it, even though that's not my name. But, I embroidered the front. It came out really, really cute. Another thing that I've done is I've embroidered the side. There was my neighbor, he had a baseball hat, and it had I think it was a emblem of the Air Force in the front of it, and he wanted to have the side of the hat embroidered with the organization that he worked with, and then on the other side, it was the dates that he served. So that, you know, the side of the hats are like super easy to do because all you have to do, you know, if you really think about it, I mean, there's nothing hard here. In the front is the hard part because you have this right here that you have to deal with, right? So you have to get a hat hoop in order to, you know, get this properly hooped into the machine just so that you can embroider the front. But the side is really not that hard, okay? Because you this is not hard. This, you know, you don't have a lip that's getting in the way. So it's just getting sticky stabilizer and just making sure that you lay this down flat and making sure that what you're trying to embroider fits in the space that is on that's being flat. So I hope I'm making sense to you guys. But you know, this is a hat that I use to test embroidery on. And I was testing my initials on this hat, and then when my neighbor Phil asked for his hat to be embroidered, I used this hat to test out the letters and stuff because his hat was one of a kind. And that is one thing that is very nerve-wracking is when you have a customer or a friend or someone that comes to you with a particular item and they want you to embroider it, and you know you can do it. But the fear that you have is sometimes your machine can get a little funky, or sometimes you can accidentally just make an error. And, you know, you don't want to ruin that item. Okay. So I will tell you, I sweat with that hat because I was like, oh God, if I mess up this hat, I have to replace this hat. And it was a very unique hat. He bought it from I think a museum or something. And I knew that if I messed that hat up, it was going to be really, really hard for me to replace. So believe me, I sweat on that hat. But thankfully, it all came out good because I did test on my hat before I went on his hat. So it came out pretty decent, you know. So, you know, but baseball hats, big thing. My husband said now they have something called Billford or Bullford. I don't know. The front of the hat is like straight. I don't know. Like this lip is shaped funny. It's like straight now. So I think that's like the new hat that's in style now or something. So I know he bought a whole bunch of those. And I don't think I have them up here, but he bought a bunch of those, and I think he wants me to embroider those for him. I don't know what he wants me to put on it, but I'm thinking because that is, I think it's a flat bill or something. I don't know. Because this is flat, I'm hoping that that would probably be easier for me to put into the hat hoop, because the hat hoop can sometimes get a little hard because these things fold, and you kind of have to really flatten them out so that way you can put them in the, and lay this down and put it on a sticky stabilizer, because the whole concept is to make this as flat as possible so that when you embroider on it, it looks good, okay, and stuff. So let me see what else I got over here. Okay, shirts. Let me talk to you guys about the stabilizers also, okay? Depending on the fabric of the item you are trying to embroider when it comes to clothing, that will determine the type of stabilizer that you need, okay? A lot of times, my rule of thumb, especially for t-shirts, okay? T-shirts, not so much sweatshirts, but I use them for sweatshirts too, is the Cutaway. I like using the Cutaway stabilizer for those items. Now, the reason why I say that is because those are items that I know are going to be washed more frequently. In the washing machine, when you have something in there, it kind of like, tearaway stabilizer will dissolve. And when it dissolves, it kind of like, your shirt will kind of crunch up a little bit. And then if it crunches, then it's kind of like the more you wash it, the more I feel like it gets all wrinkled. And then before you know it, it's, people have to like iron it out and stuff. I don't know. I just don't feel like the stitches really stay intact when you use tearaway stabilizer for shirts. Okay. So when it comes to t-shirts and sweatshirts, I always recommend doing cutaway. I mean, yeah, cutaway. I said it right, cutaway. Now, tearaway stabilizer. When it came to this, okay, I'm not gonna say, well, it is in a way tearaway stabilizer, just peeled some off. This is the sticky stabilizer. Now, to me, sticky stabilizer is very similar to tearaway stabilizer. Okay. These kind of things I would do the sticky stabilizer on for the simple fact that, you know, I don't see this going in the wash every week. You know, I only see it going in the wash if maybe, like, I don't know, maybe twice or three times a year if somebody dropped it or something, you know. The same thing with the jackets. Now, jean jackets, this I use tearaway. This, especially jean jacket, if you notice, this material is very, very solid. It's hard, right? There's not a lot of shifting in this fabric. It's just really like strong. So whatever stitching you put is kind of going to be kind of solid. So a tearaway stabilizer for a jean jacket, I think, is perfect. Okay. You can do cutaway if you want. I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing cutaway. But for me, the tearaway was sufficient. And this is the inside of it. And no, you know, I have not had any issues. Okay. I have not washed the jacket yet. I really haven't. I've only had the jacket for a couple of months, and I think I really have only worn it a couple of times. I don't even think I wore, it's not something that I wear every day. Not dirty at all. But I feel, you know, I guess because the fabric is so sturdy and so strong, I feel that even if I was to take this and put it in the wash, I think the stitches will stay fine. I don't think anything's gonna go bad with these stitches and stuff. This shirt that I bought from Walmart, let me see what I did with this shirt. I don't even remember, because that is okay. I did cutaway on this. Okay. And of course, I did not put a topping on this because it was for me. Now, whenever I'm selling items to customers and I use cutaway stabilizer and stuff, I always put a topping on it because it gives it a more neat look. Okay. I did see a posting on our Facebook group where someone asked about the topping, and they said that their topping was peeling off. If it does, it's because you did not apply enough heat and pressure to it. So make sure that, you know, when you are putting the topping on top, you know, on the back of your stabilizer, that you are applying the right pressure and the right heat. Okay. I use my heat press to do that because I know that if I use the heat press, I'm on the money all the time. Okay. Because I know that that thing is hot as hell, and it really squishes down hard. It puts a lot of pressure on it down hard. So I know that after the 20 seconds of being in that baby, that backing is not going to come off. So, but if you're using an iron and stuff like that, you really pay attention to it. And usually what I would do is after you finish ironing it on, look at, you know, just touch it with your fingers and see if it's going to look like it's going to peel off. And if it does, then that means you got to reapply more pressure on it. It should really feel solid against the fabric, and then you know you got it. Okay. So, you know, for shirts, like I said, you know, because to me, you know, this is going to go in the wash a lot, cutaway. You know, I would do cutaway. Hats and stuff, I do the tearaway because I don't feel that hats are going to be going in the wash all the time. Scarves, I would probably, it depends on the fabric. Okay. You know, let me see. if I was to embroider this, this is pretty, it's kind of hard. I would probably do a tearaway on this, and I would put a backing on it also, because it's going to look ugly if you don't put the backing on it. Okay. So, I usually, and that's usually what I do is I look at the fabric, I look at the fabric, and I always go like this. And if I see there's a lot of movement in that fabric, okay, then I would go, ooh, cut away. I would say definitely cut away, because, when you wash it, it's going to probably shrink more and all that kind of stuff, and it can affect the stitches. Okay. It'll look great when you first embroider it. But the thing is, you got to think about the long term. How is that embroidery going to sustain the wear of the item, and also the washing of it? Okay. Because the last thing you want is to get, it sells something, and then they say, I'll always remember that one remark. It wasn't somebody left it for me, but I always like to read other people's comments on other people's shops to see, what were concerns that they had. And this one lady said that she bought a shirt, a cute little birthday shirt, and she said it was beautiful, beautiful shirt, but it's a one-time wear, because after the birthday party and she put it in the wash, it was all crumbled and she just had to throw it out. So, that was one thing that always stuck in my mind was, okay, these are items that, people, they don't just want to wear once. They want, and especially if they're paying money for it, I mean, they do expect to wear it several times. And, you want to make sure that when you're embroidering something, that is something that can sustain, that people can continue to wear, and it always looks good. So, I always go like this. And if I see there's a lot of movement, then I say cut away. Okay. And especially if I know if it's something that people are going to be wearing a lot and stuff. This, because I know it is very stretchy, you could use cutaway. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all to use the cutaway. You could, I just happen to use the tearaway for this, because my frame of mind, the way I was thinking about it, I'm like, Carlito's just going to wear this. I don't see him throwing this in the wash a lot. And I have to be honest. I mean, if it was ruined and he was like, Ma, I'd be like, give me another hat. Let me get you another one, I'm not selling these. And I think the reason why I'm not going to sell these yet is because I do want my son to wear these hats, and I want him, I want to throw it in the wash, and I want to see how it does. Okay. I like to test out my items before they hit the shop, because if it ends up that this starts to fall apart, then I'll know that this is something that I should do cutaway with and stuff. So, it's just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes and stuff. We'll see, how this survives the wash and everything. So, and then, same thing like the baseball hats, I just use the sticky stabilizers, and people really don't throw these in the wash that much. They really don't, so, it's not something that I'm really concerned about. So that's just really how I think about it. If it's something that I know it's going to be washed like weekly, very often, I always say cut away, and also look at the fabric too. See if it's very, very stretchy. If it's very, very stretchy, then my rule of thumb has always been cut away and stuff. So, let me see that's what I have really for the clothes. I mean, let me see. Oh, and people sometimes, I think someone once had asked about socks, right? And shirts. I think men sometimes with their suits, they like to have like a shirt. They probably have the white shirts, and then sometimes they embroider the cuff. I don't know if it's called the cufflinks, or the cuffs, the wrist part of the shirt. I like to have the initials. That's something that's really cute that a lot of people do. I haven't done it, but that cannot be too hard, because if you really think about it, you're just taking that portion of the shirt, and you know they have buttons. All you gotta do is unbutton and just put it flat on the on your 5x7 and embroider away. Okay. You see, and then you see they do that. They do the socks. The socks, I would do the same things like this, you know, because if you really think about it, socks is stretchy fabric. Okay, and I'm sure they probably put initials or something on the socks. Yeah, so it's just let me see. I talked about the scarves. Oh, gloves. Sometimes people like to have their initials on gloves. It's really the same concept this, because this gloves are usually made out of very similar material of this. Leather gloves too. You can embroider leather gloves. You know, or let's see, leather gloves. You know, t-shirts, jackets, vests. Man, you can, anything people put on. I guess you can embroider, you know. But when, you know, but like I said, you know, a lot of times when I'm shopping, I'll go to like Walmart, or you know, I haven't gone to Marshalls in a while, but you know, you can go to Marshalls, you can go to all these stores, and usually what I'm doing is I'm looking at shirts that are kind of plain. They got like a cute little collar or cute little shirts, you know, sleeves and stuff, but you know, they don't have too much design on them. And then, you know, kind of very similar to what I picked up at Walmart. I mean, I thought this was really, really cute, really simple. And then, you know, and you can embroider it. You can put a whole, you know, design here. Like, you know, like I said, my cousin Betty's into owls. I could get a shirt like this, and I can embroider a big owl for her. And it's a shirt that she's not going to be able to find anywhere, because, you know, it's unique. Something, you know, made especially for her and stuff. And it's just not doing the embroidery either. I mean, this is applique, you know, so this is really, really cute. And this is with vinyl. This is the sparkly vinyl. I don't know if you can see that and stuff. You know, it's kind of cute stuff. And then, you know, you don't just have to do sparkly vinyl either. They have vinyl with patterns on them. Okay. Let me see. I got some that I bought to do a mermaid shirt for my friend's daughter. See, they have really cute vinyl. You know, this is a heat vinyl transfer, and I did, you know, they got some really cute patterns. They really do. So, you know, when you're looking at heat transfer vinyl, they got different, you know, all kinds of colors, different styles and stuff. And you can just add these to the appliques, put people's names, initials and stuff. Just use this. I mean, it's really, you know, it's endless, the stuff that you can do. I tell you. Collars, the collars of people's shirts, even the collar of the jacket, you know, you could do that too and stuff. I've never seen anybody embroider the lip of this, but no, that's not true. I have seen that, because I know I've seen some military folks do like, especially like the Air Force. I think they have like the wings sometimes embroidered on the lip of the hat, you know, so maybe that's something that you can do. You can probably make a hat and maybe put little flowers or butterflies or something like that. You know, if somebody's into that, you know, that stuff. So I don't know. You know, but I think that's it, guys. I think that's all I have for the clothes and stuff. So let me see. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to, there's a young lady. I don't know if she's on here tonight. Named Andrea. She made these beautiful towels. I don't know if you are part of the Embroidery Happy Hour Facebook group. She made a wedding gift, and she took these bath towels, and she made a set. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it came out gorgeous, and I think she's new to embroidery too. So I just really wanted to mention it. I mean, you guys should really check it out. She did it beautiful. It had these little, real pretty birds and stuff, and she's giving that as a gift. And to me, I was like thinking, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, you get this machine, it costs a pretty penny, but if you really think about it, kind of could save you a lot of money in the long term, because if she would have, I bet you she did not probably pay an arm and a leg for all those towels, okay? But then she did all that embroidery on that towel. Now, if she was to buy that towel set with the embroidery on it from someone else, she would have paid over $100 for that towel set. I just know it, you know, because I mean, it can get very, very expensive. So, I mean, she did a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. I am telling you. I mean, I was just like, damn, you go, girl. I mean, oh my God, she beautiful. I mean, really, really check it out. I mean, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous idea for, you know, anybody, you know, and she did it for the wedding. I mean, think about it. Warming gift. That's you know, the towel set would be really, really good for that. If anybody bought a house or something like that, you can do something like that. I mean, really, I mean, she did a good job. I'm telling you. I was impressed. I was like, oh, I want to do that now. And because I know my mom asked for a towel set, and I gotta get off my lazy ass and do it. Because that lady's gonna keep bothering me about it. But, you know, now she got me motivated, because now I want to go to Walmart tomorrow and get a towel set and probably do something really nice for my mom. And then I'll just send it to her for Christmas and stuff. That way she got it and stuff. But she, gorgeous. She did. It was just gorgeous. I mean, she did the little towels and the big towels and stuff. I mean, came out really, really, really cute. So I just really need, you know, I just wanted to mention that, because I mean, oh, she made me proud. I was like, gosh, she did good. I was like, oh, you go, girl. So I don't know if you're out there, but if you are, thumbs up, man. I mean, you rock that one and stuff. So let me see, what else did I wanted to mention? Oh, I'm very proud about our Facebook group. I mean, it has now 191 members. And I'm like, I could see that it's growing. And I really like the interaction that I'm seeing between all of the members. I mean, a lot of people are posting stuff. And I just really want to tell you guys, if you started your own business, please put your link out there. Please share your items, share your ideas. I mean, you know, I really wanted to be a place where people support each other and help each other out and stuff. I mean, you know, it's really like, you know, I'm really happy that, you know, people are really starting to like the group and stuff. And I see that the channel has been growing quite a lot too. We have last time I checked the count, it was 1,389. So, you know, if you have know of other people that are into embroidery and want to learn about embroidery and stuff, and just curious about it, please share the channel with your friends and family, or whoever, you know, wants to learn and stuff, because that's what I really want this channel to be about. I want to be able to, as I'm learning this craft, I want to be able to share that with all you guys. And one of the things that I really do like is the interaction that I do get from a lot of you also. I mean, some of you guys even jump in and sometimes catch me in my errors, which I love, because as I'm teaching you, you guys are also teaching me. So, you know, I give a big shout out to this lady out there, Jan, and I don't know if she's joined me today. Jan really watches my videos in great, great detail, and I really love her feedback. I mean, she's really, really good, you know. And I think I mentioned it last week, but I want to mention it again. I took my machine for servicing for the first time last week. And, you know, Justin, who is the person that does all the machines and the maintenance of them, I asked him the question about when you are cutting your thread. So, you know, when you're embroidering and you have to change threads, right, because you're changing colors. Well, a lot of times you hear people say you have to cut the thread and pull the thread from the bottom, okay? Because if you pull it from the top, you can mess up the tension on the machine. So I asked Justin about it. And one of the things that he said was it depends how you are removing the thread from the top. If you are yanking it out, okay, if you're like, oh, it's time for a change, and you just take the thread and you pull it really fast, like yank it out, yes, you can mess up the machine. Because one of the concerns that I asked him about, because Jan had mentioned this to me too, was when you cut the thread and then you pull it down, you sometimes feel like you waste a lot of thread, because then you have like this long piece of thread and all you have and you can't do anything with it but throw it out. So after you cut so many, you end up with a lot of thread that you just wasted. So one of the things that Justin said was, if you take the thread from the top and you gently just untangle it around the machine and then pull it out, that is fine. He says that will not damage your machine. And at the same time, you're not cutting it from the top and then pulling it from the bottom, and you don't have all this thread to throw out. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because you know, thread can get expensive after a while. You know, I mean, there's not like an arm and a leg, but the thing is, why waste the money if you don't have to, right? So if we can save that little bit of thread so that we can actually use that thread to embroider something, I would prefer to do that. So what I probably will do is, and I will do it because it'll probably only take like 5 minutes of my time, is to make a video demonstrating how to pull the thread from the top, you know, without damaging the machine. That way you guys can see exactly what it is that Justin meant, okay? You know, that way, you know, it's clear and stuff, because I know sometimes, you know, I don't know, you know, so me personally, I'm a visual learner. So when people tell me sometimes instructions, you know, I get it, but if you were to actually show me how to do it, you know, and I actually see every single step, then I'm golden. I learned it. So, you know, I do want to do a video to show you guys what it was that he told me to do, so that way you don't have to cut your thread from the top in order to, you know, remove it and change colors, and you don't have to waste a lot of thread. So I think that's pretty helpful and stuff. So I'm definitely going to do a video to show you guys about that and stuff. So let me go down, because I see there's a lot of chat and everything. So I always like to show you guys what I got going on, because then I get involved in the chats and answering the questions and stuff, and I could kind of lose track and stuff. And what was I drinking today? My water. I have my water. So I'm a terrible drinker. I know. I just don't, you know, maybe when we get closer to Christmas, I'll have some coquito, you know, so because that's usually, you know, what Puerto Ricans drink, you know, during Christmas time and stuff. So let's see, do we have any questions out there and stuff? Okay, Miss Smith, I see Joe been killing them. Miss Smiles, purchased my jean jacket, but didn't do nothing with it yet. Well, you'll know, love to embroider on the hats I need. Make sure you get a hat hoop. A hat hoop, it helps. So for you guys that don't know about the hat hoop, let me show you the hat hoop. For you guys that don't know, I got this. I got my hat hoop from an Etsy shop. And actually, the Etsy shop's name is Hat Hoop, okay? I love this thing. It's very, very strong. And this is really the best thing. And you put, the way you hoop it is take your sticky stabilizer, put it in the back. And for those, let me show you guys real quick. If you guys don't know how to use this hat hoop, I'll show you right now real quick. It's not hard at all. Okay, you got your 5x7 hoop, okay? You don't need the top for this. You just need the bottom, okay? So you take your hat hoop, all right? And you're going to put it, this becomes your top. So you put this in your hoop, and then you just tighten this. So this gets put in here. See, and then you just tighten it up, and it becomes one piece. Okay, and then I'm untightening it. Let me tighten it up real quick. Okay, so now I got it together. I usually put my sticky stabilizer on the back. Okay, and then what you do is you know, open this up. This is the lip. Okay, you take your hat. This is the part that goes in here. Okay, you put this all the way in. I'm just not. Let me do it real quick. That way you guys see how I do it. Okay, so there you go. All right, so it's like this. See? And then you take this, you just tighten this up real quick. You tighten it up. And then make believe that I got my sticky stable here, and then you just flatten this out. So I have a video on how to do that, okay? On how to do the baseball hats on the SC1900. This hat hoop helps so much. It makes it a lot easier, okay? Because it really holds the hat in place. So if you don't have one, and you want to do baseball hats on your SC1900 or your P800 or your single needle machine, I strongly recommend getting a hat hoop. Now, the way I got this hat hoop was, I know that the Etsy shop has a whole bunch, and one of the things too that some people say is, well, how do I know which one do I order? Well, I had the same question too. So what I did was I actually just emailed the shop owner. You sent them a message and you just say, hey, I want to buy the one that fits the SC1900. It's a 5x7 hoop on the Brother SC1900. He will reply back, he or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, but they do reply back and they say, this is the listing that you order from. And then that was the listing that I ordered it, and then I got it in the mail. And it's really, I'm telling you, this thing is solid. It's really good. I love my hat hoop. I really do. I use it for all my hats, and as you can see, it fits really nicely on my 5x7. Okay. So you don't need the top for this. This hat hoop is the top. Okay, so you just put this in there, and then you just hook up the hat. And I always put the sticky stabilizer on the back, which is why you see all this paper here. But when I have time, I usually do peel it off, but it's worth the money to me. I mean, I use it a lot, so whenever somebody asks for a baseball hat or something, this is my go-to hoop and stuff. It really does make it a lot simple to hold down that hat and everything. So, let me see. I know patches, but I want to embroider directly on them. Okay, I know how to do the patches, but I have not done a lot lately, Miss Smiles, but I really need to get on that because patches are really becoming popular. And especially now that I want to do these hats, I have a feeling that people are probably going to want their name on a patch or something instead of just embroidering directly on it. And I have a feeling that a patch on this hat would probably look better than just embroidering, an image straight on it. For some reason, I just feel like it'll look richer. So, I definitely have to give that a shot and stuff. So, hey, Sherry from North Carolina, not that far from me, and stuff. Buy the onesies that have this. Yes, Miss Smiles is correct. Yes, and it's much easier. Oh, yes, it is. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. So they do, and Miss Smiles is right. They sell these onesies that have the snaps on the side. If you buy those, you're golden. Oh my God, because you just open it up and you just float it. Put it on your hoop and you're good to go. If you buy this like I did, then what happens is you have the snaps at the bottom. You have to put the hoop in And then you have to manipulate the fabric. You know, you got to put your hands in there and, you know, hold on to the fabric so that you can make sure that everything embroiders correctly. But, oh, yes, Miss Mouse, thank you so much for mentioning that, because, yeah, and if I remember correctly, I'm not sure the price difference between these types of onesies and the ones on the snaps on the side, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I would buy the ones on the side, the snaps on the side, because these are a real pain. They really, truly, truly are. I mean, it is not easy to do. So I recommend, you know, getting the, I don't care. I pay the extra money. Yes, I would. I would be like, not a problem. Here you go. Here's the check. You know, because it's so much easier. It really, really is. So Miss Miles, yes, thank you so much for mentioning that, because that you're so right on that. Sticky stable. Yep, Iris, you know, I buy sticky stabilizers, and when I buy them, I buy like 4 at a time, because I use it so much. I use it for my dinner napkins, I use it for the onesies, I use everything and stuff. Oh, do your needles ever break using the sticky stabilizer? Okay. They could, and this is one thing about when you're purchasing sticky stabilizer. Always look at the reviews when you're buying them, because my needles have not broken with the sticky stabilizer, but there is something called gumming. Okay, the sticky stabilizers has a certain adhesive on it, and sometimes what happens is, as you're sewing on the sticky stabilizer, depending on the type of adhesive that they use on that sticky stabilizer, it can gum up your needle. Okay. And when it gums up your needle, it can really affect your embroidery. It can affect how the needle is going in and out of the fabric and how it's stitching out your design. So one of the things that I do when I'm buying sticky stabilizer is I'm always looking at the reviews, and I'm always looking to see if anyone is complaining about that, if the sticky stabilizer is gumming their needle. Okay. The brand that I usually use is World Winder. Here's a new one. I have not had any problems with these, and it's called World Winder. Now, you know, me personally, I'm not a brand name Pacific person. Okay, I really don't. I always like to make sure that I get the best bang for my buck. Okay, so, but these have been the cheapest ones so far that I found that has worked for me. Okay, so this brand has a lot of stabilizers, and they do seem to be reasonably priced. So this is probably a brand that you guys may want to look up. But you know, if you find that you find something much cheaper, then what I recommend you do is always look at the reviews and see what people are saying about this product. Personally do not just like to, you know, when you go on Amazon, you see that some people, you know, they have all the 5 stars. I always like to look at, why did someone give anyone a 3-star, a 2-star, or even a 1-star. Sometimes you got to be kind of like, you kind of got to read them and then kind of put them in perspective, because sometimes when people write reviews, they're kind of emotional, they're angry. So you know, I kind of ask myself, does this make sense? Does this look like a review that that is, you know, I don't want to say that they're not justified in writing it, but you know, you kind of like have to take it for a grain of salt, you know. And I don't even know if I said that right, but you guys know what I mean. Just, you know, read them and think about them, you know. But if I see a product where I see a lot of people are complaining about the same exact thing, then to me that kind of says maybe they do gum up the needle, and then I'm going to stay away from that. But if I only see, like, I see that there's a product and it's got so many 5 stars, so many 4 stars, and it's only got like a very little 1 star, 2 stars, I kind of look at it like, maybe, it's worth a shot. And then usually what I'll do is I'll just buy one. That way I didn't waste a whole lot of money. I just kind of, bought one. And then if I see that it works for me, then I'll go, okay, then I'll go and I'll buy 2 or 3 or more and stuff. So that's usually how I do things, um, and stuff. So, just want to share that and stuff. Let me see. I must use too much spray. My needle broke and I purchased anti-glue needles. Oh, okay. Well, you should not be using spray, Miss Miles, if you have sticky stabilizer. Sticky stabilizer should already have, it should be fine. You should just be able to peel it off and stick your item on there. The only time that you would be spraying is if you use something like Cutaway. I have not seen any Cutaway stabilizers that have adhesive on them, unless you have something like mesh. That's a stabilizer that has. Now you got me going through my stash. Okay, like here, this is mesh. This is Cutaway. Okay, this is Cutaway stabilizer, and it also has heat. You can, see this is shiny. This is the shiny side. This is stabilizer that you cut, but you can also iron on it. So, if I needed something, if I got something light, like a t-shirt, let's say a t-shirt or something, I would use this. And then when I finish embroidering, then I would iron it down. And sometimes I use this to cover it instead of using the tender touch, so I hope that helps. But yeah, when you're using adhesive spray, try not to spray a lot, because that can really, really gum up your needle. It really can and stuff. Let's see what else. Organ needles and glued. Bought them from Amazon. Yes, and also, guys, just so that you know, it was something that Jan mentioned. When you are buying the organ needles, okay, make sure that you are getting the ones for the machine, okay? There have been a couple of folks that make sure, they have bought the wrong one. It's organ 7511. Make sure that it has this number on it. Okay, let me see if I can put it there. It's a HAX130 EBBR. And this is the reason why. The eye of the other needle is different. So when you go to auto feed, auto thread your needle, it's not going to work because the eye is different. So this is the one that you want. Okay, so just something to mention. Unfortunately too, somebody bought me a gift of a bunch of 100 needles, and they were the wrong kind. So I was just like, oh, okay, so I'm going to see if I can exchange them to this. So I don't know, so we'll see. But just want to make sure you guys know that, when you're getting your needles. Yes, Iris. Okay. Iris asked if I considered embroidering on jean pants. Yes, I have. Now, the only thing with jean pants, though, is, pants are already sewn together, right? So you're going to have to use your steam ripper, open up the pants leg, embroider it, and then sew it back on. It's very similar to like when I'm doing when I'm embroidering the stockings, the Christmas stockings. I have to cut and then embroider and then resew. So, but I have thought about that. I've thought about doing jean jackets and stuff. They say if you wear it, don't tear it. Yep, and it's true. If you wear it, don't tear it, because in the sewing machine, it's not going to survive that well. Totally agree. When doing dinner napkins, do you remove the sticky stabilizer from the inside of the design? No, Tracy, I do. Tracy, I do not. When I'm doing the dinner napkins, okay, and I have them here. Okay, dinner napkins. All right, I do not. I just tear. See, like this is one. I just tear the sticky stabilizer from around the design. I don't go in and peel this off. I don't do that. Now, what I do is I use topping, okay? Because if you look at the back of it, it looks kind of funky, right? So what you do is you can get black is it's like tender touch, but in the color black. So for the black napkins, I use this, and then when I give them to customers, see, I didn't do it with this because it's just for me. But then, just iron it on top. Take the iron, put it on top, same thing, and then looks a lot better. Okay, so I do that. So all the other napkins, I'll do the white. Depending. I try to match. I try to match the back with the thing, but I sometimes wish you could get these in more than one color, but sometimes you just can't. So usually, it depends on the color of the napkin. If it's an ivory, I'll use the white as the backing. But if it's a dark color, then I'll use this. Or sometimes I just, it just kind of depends. I kind of play it by ear. If like this, I would definitely cover because it's just too much of the stabilizer that you see. But if I have a design where it's really not much stabilizer that you see, then I kind of just in a way let it be, and stuff. But no, I don't tear it inside, just outside. That's what I do when I do the dinner napkins, and it's fine. Here's another one. Okay, it's just so you guys can see. Well, they're all kind of the same. Well, but like, see, it doesn't look too bad when it's a light color. It doesn't look too bad. If I wanted to, I could put the white on top. But in these situations, I kind of leave it as is. I mean, I don't think the customer minds, or I haven't gotten any complaints about it. Nobody's come on and said anything. So kind of figured, okay, so so I kind of just leave that as is, So let's see. What other questions? Andrew, thank you. You're very welcome, girl. You did good on those things. I love those towels. They were gorgeous. And let's see what else. What kind of embroidery machine do you use? Okay, from Madeline. All right, Mal. I have two embroidery machines. I have the SC 1900, which is the 16, the single needle machine. And then I also have a Brother PR 670E, and that's the 6 needle machine. My plan is hopefully to get one more machine. I want a 10 needle machine. Whether the question though that I do kind of have for myself is, will I trade in my 6 needle machine for a 10 needle machine, or would I just go out and just buy an additional machine? That way I have my single, the 6, and the 10. So, but that's all going to depend on how my shop is going. Right now, I am a little busy, but I know it's just because of the holiday. But it's not busy to the point where I'm not meeting my orders. Like right now, I still do have orders now that I think about it. I mean, I got to work on my cousin's order. She wants 7 reading pillows, but and I got, if I had 2 embroidery machines, I could have 2 pillows working at the same time. So so those are the machines that I have. I started with an SC 1900, like the single needle, and then I went and I took a plunge and I bought a multi needle. But I have to admit, I kind of like the single needle because I just feel like, I don't know. I like it. The only time I punch in my multi needle is when I have something that's extremely hard for me to hoop, like a bag or something like that. Then that's where I go to the big machine and stuff. So, Yep, Iris, you got it. She knows I use my SC 1900. Let me see. Yep, Madeline. Yeah, I do. I have both. Excuse me. Okay. When do you use the 75 needles? When you're using the machine or just regular sewing? Renee, I use a 7511 for the machine. For regular sewing, okay. The 7511, these have the top of the needle is flat. It has something that's called, they call it a flat shank. Okay. And I'm gonna open one so that you can, hopefully I can show you guys. The flat shank is so that the needle can fit nicely in the machine. If it is very different from a regular sewing machine. See how flat it is right here? Okay. And you can see now another, the needle that you use to sew by hand, it doesn't have this type of shape. Okay, and it's not going to have flat. It's going to be kind of like a it's just a plain needle. I don't have one, but it's different. It is different. If you were to Google a hand sewing needle and then take a look at how it's shaped, and then you look at your organ needle and you're going to see it has a flat shank, and the way that it is right here, you're going to see it's shaped different. Okay. So yeah, you use different needles for regular sewing than you would for your machine. Okay. Let's see. Would love to get a multi needle. Yeah, well, Madeline, so that you know how I got mine, okay? One of the things that you can do, and this is what multi-needle machines are very, very expensive, okay? Mine was about, if I remember correctly, it was about, I know the whole thing, okay? The machine itself, I believe, was like 6,000. But then I went and I bought the oh God, I'm way over the hour. I'm sorry, guys. I want to talk fast. I bought the hat hoop, the drivers, the fast frames. I bought the stand and everything. So the price went all the way up to 11,500. Now, one of the things is that the sewing shop, they have this credit thing where you can buy it for you can buy it and then you can pay it off 0% interest, right? So I had the money, but the thing is, when she told me 0% interest for 3 years, I figured, wait a minute, then why would I take the money out of the bank when it can earn interest and all I have to do is just pay you? So my bill for this whole setup is like $236. So the way I look at it is, as long as my Etsy shop can make $236 a month, that my Etsy shop paid for my machine. So that's how I've been doing it, and so, but if I had to buy the whole thing all over again, I would have got a 10 needle machine instead of a 6, because the 10 needle machine had a lot more functionality than the 6. It has something called snowflakes, and it also scans and all that kind of stuff. Me, I was just when I went to buy it, the lady didn't explain very well about the difference in the capabilities between the 10 needle and the 6 needle. So I ended up saying, well, why am I paying an extra 5,000? But now that I know what the machine is capable of doing, I'm like, shoot, I would have paid that extra money. But that's okay. It's no big deal. Water under the bridge. What the heck? So I'm happy with the 6 needle. I really am. I like it. I really like that it gives me the capability to hoop things, especially big items, so that I can embroider on them. So I really do like that and stuff. Let me see. I thought she meant do you use it for sewing on the machine? I use a 9014 for sewing on the machine. I actually, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I missed, okay. For actual sewing, to be honest, I don't change my needle. I still use the 7511, okay, and stuff. So I really haven't changed the you know, the needle and stuff, even though I think you're supposed to, but I haven't done it and stuff. Um, it keeps the needle from rotating and damaging the machine. It does. Okay, I gotta check that out because I don't want to mess up my machine because I actually love my machine and stuff. So, um, for embroidery, like I said, do you need to change the needle or regular sewing? Hmm. Um, you know what, Iris? Now you got me thinking and stuff. Man, I want to make sure that I got my machine fixed. So I'm going to, because I do have a pack of needles of different sizes. So I always, to me, I was thinking about the size depends on what you are sewing on, and stuff. So, now you got me thinking. One of those things that go, So now I'm really gonna have to start. I gotta look into that because I don't want to mess up my machine. Okay, I love that thing. So I don't know. But guys, I am over the time. I am so sorry. I start talking and stuff, and it's like I just keep going. So anyway, I'm gonna say goodnight for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Like I said, please share my channel with more people, that that want to learn how to sew and, learn more about embroidery and stuff. I do plan on putting more instructional videos out there. It's just so, with the new puppy and everything, I have to wait till he's asleep for me to be able to videotape those things. So, I really, really appreciate it. I love spending so much time with you guys and everything. Love what's happening on the Facebook group. And I'm so glad that everybody's supporting each other and stuff. I think that's just so awesome. So you guys have a great night. And, enjoy. Please be safe out there. I heard our numbers are going up. I'm hoping, things will get better soon. Now that we got hopefully a vaccine or something. I don't know. So just please be safe. Please be careful. And, happy sewing and happy embroidering. So you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.